Good morning, Alicia.
Good morning.
Welcome to Brooklyn Hospital.
Thank
I'm glad you're here for your interview. So we're going to start off just if you can introduce yourself and just let me know what's going on, why you're applying for family medicine.
Well, my name is Alicia Lal. I'm a fourth-year medical student right now through St. George's University. I'm applying for family medicine based off of all of my experiences in the last year. I really felt like it was the best fit for me when it comes to patient interaction and being able to see the same patients over and over again and really forming a relationship with them. And a lot of what I've experienced and what I've cherished about the whole process so far is being able to make connections with patients. So I think family medicine allows you to see them from the beginning to end. You can see children, you can see adults, you can see women that are pregnant and follow them through their pregnancy. So there's a lot of aspects to family medicine that other things don't really offer.
So I see in your resume that you were executive team leader for human resource at Target. So why the switch to medicine?
Well, I think I always considered healthcare, even through undergrad, but I wasn't really sure. I started with a psychology degree and then moved into the business degree, and then I thought that human resources would be the best fit. Working for the company itself, I mean, my favorite part about being the team leader of human resources was being that person that they relied on. And if a person was having a bad day, you know, maybe I didn't get that much work done that day, paperwork-wise, but really I got to be kind of the person that they leaned on. So I was their advisor. I was helping them, you know, go through training and any sort of development needs, any sort of healthcare needs that they needed. So I think I took away from that experience that I enjoyed helping people in that way, so I really wanted to be able to help them on a larger scheme. So then I decided to change to go to medicine.
Very impressive. So I get 2,500 applications a year. What would you bring to the table if I chose you in family medicine in my program?
I think, especially because I've had experience also with your program and getting to know the people there, I've already felt so comfortable. And the residents are so willing to help and willing to teach, and even with all the residents and all the attendings as well, it's a very family feel. And I think I would like not just to be able to get trained properly, but also feel like a part of a team and a part of a family a bit. So
I understand you did another rotation family medicine in Chicago. How was that different from Brooklyn?
That was a little bit more just in an outpatient setting, so it was just me and one other student and one other physician. So I got a lot of experience, but at the same time you didn't really get to get a feel for the entire program. So I didn't actually get to meet any of the residents, so I wouldn't really know who I would be interacting with as much. But when it came to the patient population, it was very similar to this area as well. And I like being in an urban setting and being able to help people in this type of setting. So I think sticking to that demographic would be ideal for me as well. I feel like you get to make most of the difference there.
Give me an example of maybe a patient, an impressive patient that you might have had that you brought out your best qualities or unique qualities to that situation.
Okay. There was actually a patient not that long ago, and she came in experiencing pains and body pains and leg pains to the point where she wasn't able to really walk that well. And it had been going on for about a year at that point. And she came in with a rash, and she was so nervous and she was so scared. And she was terrified that she was going to spread this rash to her family, and she was having her son's girlfriend over for the first time, and she was so nervous about that, and she didn't want to scare her off. So, you know, I'm sitting here and I'm talking to her for the longest time, trying to get an idea of what was happening with her medically, but at the same time, I think we got to just know each other really well at that point. And after, you know, a good 20 minutes of her just venting, it was nice, because then I felt like she felt comfortable enough to be open and to let me see everything that needed to be done. And even before she even showed me anything and I did the physical exam, I kind of had an idea of what she was experiencing. So I was happy once I was able to talk to the doctor. I said, you know, I think that she has shingles, and so I think it's been something that's been going on, it's been underlying for quite some time, and now this rash has come about, and so she's that much more nervous about it. So once we kind of talked it out, explained what was really happening and that she didn't have to worry about it, and this was on a Saturday, and she came back in after we gave her all the medication on Thursday, and when she came in on Saturday, she was holding onto the walls. She couldn't even walk that well, and for whatever reason, she came in, she gave me this big hug, and she's like, you know, I can walk again, and I'm not as scared anymore. So So I just think like interactions like that and getting to see the follow through is really just the best part about medicine.
And that's what family medicine is about, is the empathy
Right.
that you give towards your patients. How would you transition from corporate to medicine or healthcare field with all your leadership skills that you might have acquired? How do you see that?
I think it brings a lot to the table. I think even though it's a different field altogether, there is leadership involved and there is accountability involved. And I think all the things that I've done in the past have allowed me, even at a young age, I was 21, I just graduated from college and I was running a company when it comes to the human resources side of it, over like 300 employees. So to go from that to a hospital setting, you already come in there knowing that this is our job, this is our you want to instill that in others as well. So I think I'd be able to bring a lot of leadership skills and train others to be the same way. So just having experiences in the past have kind of let me to feel a little bit more confident when I'm trying to make decisions or approach patients or approach attendings or residents or anything. I think you have to be confident in what you believe, and we've trained this long and we've learned all the things that we've learned. So you want to just be able to say how you feel or what you think it is, and be confident in that. So,
how was your experience in Grenada?
Grenada was I like to say it was the best 2 years of my life. I really thought that transitioning, and I've moved multiple times over the last few years, and transitioning there wasn't even a scary thing for me. I think once I got down there, I really felt like this is where I was meant to be. School-wise, it was hard to transition back into a very rigorous schedule right after being out of school for so long, but luckily you're around all the other people that are just as motivated as you are. They care about the same things that you do, and they still like to enjoy things the same way that you do. So I met a great group of friends. They're still practically my family. We all live in Brooklyn together. So I was very fortunate that I was able to continue the life I had there also here. So. And the hospital at Brooklyn Hospital Center, you kind of have the same feel. You go to the cafeteria and it feels like you're going to the student center.
Everybody's there at lunchtime.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming in.
Yes,
it was
thank
really
you so
nice
much.
Meeting you.
You too. Thank you.